I'm on this phone link. He keep asking. He's like, hey, Bill, John, Jim, Bob, all these people. I don't know who they are. They're all like first name faces. They're like, hey, how we do on high yield dividends conference? Like, hey, we're a month out, just checking on you guys. So good. Of course, the staff replied back was like, it's like, oh, I'm working with the agenda with, I'm working on the agenda. I'm working on this. Guess who ordered the banner? I did. Guess who ordered the other banner? I did. Guess who did this? I did. Guess who ordered the food? I sent him a list of food. I said, hey, here's some food. Pick a choice. And no reply. So then I said, okay, well, I picked the food for everybody. I hope you like it. No reply. And his boss always like, oh, I like this. And every time he said, I like this, or I like to go with this format, they start talking, but they never talk to me. Like, believe.
I would just, what I would do? You know what I would do? I would send him the name of the person at the restaurant and tell him to give him his credit card for the meals.
Well, it's my credit card right now.
That's what I mean. Tell him
No, I just don't give a damn, because here's the thing. I told you guys already that I am. If you guys come and no one show up, it doesn't bother me. I want to treat you guys. Right. I want to treat you guys.
Well, I
made a lot of money. Despite what Oracle said, despite what all these people said, I'm losing money. I actually made pretty good money. And, so I'm extremely happy. And no,
you know what? We'll have a good time, and that's all that. That's what's going to happen.
What I'm going to do though is this is going to be reality on game day. I'm going to tell when people check in. I said, hey, you got to go pay, man. To a single person other than the CEO. That is crazy. And the CEO, he's sitting in cloud nine thinking all these things is fine and dandy. He's like, oh, they're doing it. Apparently they're doing it. They're coordinated. They're talking to each other. I'm going to tell them. Look here. I'm going to be like, you see this guy named Bill on your phone? I have no idea who this guy is. I've never talked to him. Is that person in the room right now? Let me shake hands. That will be the first time I meet him. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it sounds a little bit fly by night.
Well, no, I'm not gonna imagine if I trust this whole thing to some of these staff. Yeah. Oh my god! They're like, okay, where's the banner? Where's the food list? Did you put a deposit down? Did you give them a number?
Yeah, it's crazy. Man.
We're waiting for that. Everything to them is waiting. They're like, what are you waiting for? I don't understand. Enough to say, it's so bold enough to say, no, I don't want anybody to be involved because we are the shit. We're the best. You know what I mean? He doesn't want Grand Night Share to be anywhere involved. He would specifically say that. He's like, you better not let Will pay anything. Apparently they play golf. They all know each other. So that's one thing he said, this is a joke. Everybody, we all know each other. And so I don't want you to take any jokes, seriously. He said, you better not let Will pay anything.
Well, you know what? If they don't step up, then will probably want to make sure he looks like the king, and he'll whip his credit card out and say, charge it all to this. I know, man. I've been to lots of these events, Schemer. I know what happens, man. The vendors want the people to recognize them, and they will fucking whip their credit cards up, man. It'll be like, all the drinks up!
Yeah. So David from Quantify Fund, he's the guy who owned ISBG, ISSG, or whatever it is. Yeah. He was so excited. This guy was so excited. He literally sent me the email right afterward. He said, this is an email to confirm that I am committed to pay whatever they don't pay.
See? It cost them like $200,000 in drinks and food. They would not care. This is nothing for these guys. It's
just unbelievable. Like I like. How are you guys? I don't understand how you function as a company. I don't understand. Like,
do they have offices in New York?
depending on what company. I don't know where they all at. I know Jay's in Milwaukee, and then Rexhia's in Connecticut and Miami. I actually, so the Miami office I know very well, but I don't know the Connecticut. That's where the CEO's at. Granite Shares in, I think he's in. Well, he's based in London, but I don't know he actually live in London. So,
I think
then the guy that Granite Shares bringing, because I told him about Asian food, he's bringing this Asian guy. He's in Hong Kong. He's like essentially this smart guy, but he operated in Hong Kong, and so he's coming, and they're flying him from Hong Kong.
Wow.
Quantify Fun. So David again, he's bringing his operation guy. So he bring the actual fund manager. The guy who pushed buttons. He's like Jay. I guess he's like Jay equivalent. No, the old Jay, not the new Jay. When he was. Yeah. So there's people bringing like extra people just to just for the cause. But I just go, oh man, they're a bunch of some of these guys are a bunch of amateur, man. I just I don't know how they function, man. I don't know how I don't run my organization that way, man. By the time I execute the mission, I know exactly what's going on. There's no seed of doubt whatsoever.
Yeah. It's different. It's a different game, right? They should be way more organized, though. I mean, when I was doing events, man, you got organized 2 months before the fucking event. That they're, pardon my language. They're it's already organized 60 days before the event.
Yeah, I would have given them a PowerPoint. If they asked for a PowerPoint right now, I would build one for them. That's how, it's just, but they have no. It's just oh my God, it's so backward. It's so backward.
That's actually what I was going to ask you. I was actually going to ask you that. Do these guys have a projector and screen and stuff for doing presentations? Because they're probably going to want to have something to talk to.
No. By design, we don't want that. We don't want PowerPoint. Yeah, because then we don't want to be lectured. We don't want to be like Berkshire.
You don't want to be death by PowerPoint. That's what we call it.
Yeah. we don't want to be Warren Berkshire or whatever his name is, Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett. Yeah.
But no, because there's food. There's food on the table. There's food and drinks on the table. So we want you to eat, enjoy the meal, and then ring the bell. We have a little toast or something.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
dude, I can do good toast too, man. I can do off the cuff toast.
Okay. Well, I was gonna wear my Berkshire hat, my Berkshire baseball cap hat. So I guess I'll have a different one.
Why don't you wear your Feppy hat?
I don't have Feppy blocks or any of them. The only one I had is Berkshire.
Oh, you gotta ask them.
Okay.
The number one question that's people asking: are you bringing any swagger? Hats, T-shirts.
Oh, those guys, man. Those guys will have all kinds of hats and T-shirts and cups and pens. Guaranteed. That's part of a marketing box. That's what they're gonna have.
Okay. Yeah.
You go in there, man. You walk out 10 pounds heavy with all kinds of swagger.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about the cap then.
Oh, they'll have caps, guaranteed. I bet you Granite Chairs will have a cap that says DSYY.
Yeah. I'll probably leave with a few of them.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so comical, man. Just listen to these guys, man. It's so comical sometimes. It's man, I don't know. I don't operate that way, man. But I think what happened is they're not all in the same office. They're all spread out geographically.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they all working remote. It's not like the boss can knock on your door and say, "Hey Jim, did you contact the high yield dividend warriors group about the conference?" And they're like, "Hey, but yeah, boss. Here's all the PowerPoint. Here's the information. What do you need? You need like, yeah. Let me see the agenda. Well, here's the agendas. What kind of food? And these guys talk about food. Oh yeah. So here's a list of foods, and and then he's gonna, okay, what are you bringing? What are we bringing? And we're bringing T-shirts and all this stuff, hats. And did they order sign already? Yeah, sign's done. They're bringing it. He just posted on X that he's gonna literally hand carry it. And so okay, so like that, you guys got it all locked down. Let me see. One questions. How are these being paid? You guys good? You good? Finance? The bookkeeper already taking care of this. Payroll? Oh, not payroll. Accounting already taking care of this stuff. And they're like, well, that's a good question. Let me follow up on it, but I'll check in with you tomorrow. But we'll take care of it. We make sure that everything's taken care of for you, boss. Don't worry about it. And but we'll get you the answer on the payroll part, on the accounting parts. That's the type of answer you want to ask, like. But I don't think they even having that. I think they just like, I'm just gonna show up. I'm just gonna be I'm gonna trust some total stranger.
They're gonna show up with their credit card.
Yeah.
All drinks on this credit card, all food on this credit card. Thank you.
Dude, if I have a lot of money, man, if I was a millionaire, man, I'll do that. I don't know why rich people don't do that. Maybe that's why they're rich. I would love to show
Exactly.
up. Maybe that's why they're rich.
Yeah.
But I would love to show up at a restaurant and just shake hands with people and just like, hey man, I don't know who you are, but I got it. I pay for all the meal.
Yeah. Be nice.
Well, somebody did this to me one time when I was in Tokyo. So I brought my sister, my parents, and my family's all about Red Sox. So this was like, we got all Red Sox shirts and hats, and I can't remember. I think it was either the playoff or whatever's going on with the Red Sox back in Boston. And I'm in a Japanese restaurant, mind your own business, and there was an Elvis impersonator. There was a live band. There was a guy who sing Elvis song. It's an American guy, old guy. And so I walked by with my Red Sox hat and shirt and everything. And since my family is already at the table, and I was parking the car and I walked in. So I went to park and I walked in, and so now I came in late. And then the guy saw me. I'm on my way to the table with all these other foreigners, and he stopped me. He was like, "Oh, hey, Red Sox fan?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from Boston. My family, my dad's, that we're all Bostonian." And I told him, I said, when I was in college, man, I didn't even miss a single Red Sox game. That's how much fan we are. Like, and he's like, "Yeah, that's good. That's awesome, man." And he said, "I used to play for the New York Yankees." I'm like, "Really? Because you're like an old man." I'm like, "When did you play?" He said, "The Joe DiMaggio time." I'm like, "What? You on Joe DiMaggio team?" Unfortunately, I don't know. If he said he was on Ted Williams team, I would know a few players. But he, I didn't know. Well, I don't follow the Yankee as much, especially during that time. So,
Yeah.
said, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, they were gonna make movies about me. Obviously it didn't work out the way it is. I moved to Japan. I've been doing Elvis impersonation ever since, making money. And anyway, this jerk, it went from that conversation to straight up insult, like talking trash about Red Sox, about just everything in general. And
Wow.
and you know what I end up saying to him? I say, "I'm gonna kick your ass, old man." Like, I'm literally gonna kick your ass. After I eat, you finish your song, you finish your freaking Heartbreak Hotel song with Elvis. We'll come back. Let me eat my food and we'll go out in the back and kick your ass. And he was like, he's like, "I'm down. Let me sing a few songs and we're gonna go fight." And so I'm eating my food and all this stuff, and he tapping my shoulder. He's like, "Hey, yeah, let's go, man." We're gonna fight, you and me. I'm like, are you for real? You want to do this for real? He said, yeah, we're doing it for real. I mean, first of all, he's an old man. I'm in my, late 30s, maybe early 30s. I mean, I'm in the prime of my age, my stage. I'm like, hey, sir, all right, you know what? We're doing it. You want to go outside? And I thought we were just gonna go out there, and I'm just gonna push him around, and that's what it. I mean, it's gonna be a slow motion fight. I mean, come on, man. I was like, this is not gonna be fair. I'm trained in hand-to-hand combat, and this guy's not even like, I don't know how it's gonna work out. So anyway, I got up there. He taking off his jacket, his Elvis jackets, and he's like, all right, we're gonna go at it, man. We're doing it. I was like, you really? All right, man, let's go. Let's go at it. In the middle of the street in Tokyo, in Roppongi District, if you've been in Tokyo, and Roppongi District, and outside the street, and now there's a gathering around, and we're about to go at it. All right? And then I told him, I said, hold on, man, because if somehow you manage to beat me, I don't know how, because you're a freaking old man, but in case I'm in the hospital or something like that, let me at least pay my bills, okay? Let me pay my bill because my parents are visiting, and they came from Boston, but let me pay my bills. I come back and kick your ass, okay? I went inside. I told the lady, I said, let me pay all my bills. And then he said, it's already been paid. I'm like, what do you mean already paid? Elvis paid for everybody. I said, what do you mean everybody? There's like 12 of us. He said, no, not everybody. I mean everybody in the restaurant. I came out. I was like, Elvis, man, I can't do this, man. I can't punch you, man. You pay for my family and my sister. My sister was pregnant at the time. I was like, you know what? Mad respect, man. Mad respect. You paid the entire restaurant? He said, yep. So
Jesus.
I was like, big hug, man. Big hug. I gave him a big hug. But I literally thought I was going to fight him. But my way of fighting was I'm just gonna let him throw a few punch and let him beat me up, and that in my mind I was going like that, dude. That is a very dangerous method, man, because some of these old guys, man, they got old man power, man. Yeah,
they got that daddy strength.
I know. I did that one time to a Korean man. I was like, oh, he's an old man. Oh man, that one punch, man, they thought he could knock me out. I was like, and he hit me right in the chest. It took the wind out of me. I was like, oh,
yeah. Probably hit you in the solar plexus.
Oh my God, I could not. I was like literally on the ground.
Oh my God, man!
Give me a few minutes, man. Give me a few minutes. I'll come back and fight you. And
oh my God, that's funny.
Well, I'm old now. I mean, I'm with my prime, man. I enjoy it. I love when in my prime. Yeah.
Hey, Amoosh, are you going to be going to that event?
Yeah, he's bringing his Chinese girl or his 20th girl he's dating. He's gonna show up. You know what Anu's gonna do? He's gonna be like that guy. He's gonna be like that guy with the stasho. Show up with all the drugs, the cocaine, and all that stuff. And you know what Anu's gonna do? He's gonna drive in to one of those prostitute farm. I don't know what you call it because prostitution is legal. He's gonna pay them. He's gonna like, where's the mama-san? I'm buying all the girls. I'm buying all the girls. So where you going? We're going to high yield dividend conference. And he's gonna show up.
Is Noosh there? Are you there, Noosh? I don't think he's there. He's there, but I don't think he's there. I think he's somewhere else. Oh
that's
my God,
that's funny. Yeah, but I did that one time. I say this story, but I did that one time. For our birthday ball, the military, we have a ball where we dress up and dance.
You told me this one, man. It's freaking funny as hell.
Yeah, I went and hired a Japanese girl to play AKB-48. And I got the poster and everything. I got the actual poster from AKB-48. I got the CD and everything. I bought everything, like legit. They're signing autograph. They signed in Japanese. And that's what I told them. They're like, I said, they're American. They're gaijin. They can't distinguish you between her and her and her. I said, you look like Watanabe. You look like Remy. You look like, all the AKB-48 singer. They're like, oh, this. I said, it's a joke. I hope you go along with the joke. I give you some money. My selling point to them was they get to meet young Marine. They get to meet the Marine. They get to meet the American guys, and they do it. They did it for free. No money. I went into a club. I said, how many of you want to do this? And they're like, I'll do it. And I get like 4 of them pretending to be a AKB-48. You have to Google it for those who don't know what AKB-48 is. So it's a Japanese band, and oh yeah, we got a table set up. We got all the we got posters signing and people autograph. All the Marines there signing autograph, and they getting phone number. They just like chatting and taking photos. Like, yeah, peace, love. With a hand peace symbol, and they're like kawaii, kawaii. Yeah, laughing, giggling. Everybody's so happy, man. My CEO. How do you manage to get AKB-48 to come to our birthday ball? And I was like, sir, you want to know the truth, or you just I can't lie to you, but I don't know if you want to know the truth. He's like, oh, we had so much fun. And then he was like, wait a minute, you pay all these girls? Yes, sir. I walk into a club and I essentially ask them if they want to do this, and he's like, you better not tell my wife this, man. And like, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh my God, that is so freaking funny.
Much fun. We had so much fun. Well, it wasn't as bad as the Marines, the unit that went to Thailand. So that CEO got fired. And so he hired prostitute, Thai prostitute to the field exercise. And they're dancing, they're having a good time, and have a good, just having a drink, and they're doing striptease, and it's all guys. It's like 70 guys, a whole battalion of them, and everything was fine. Nobody got caught, and nobody cares until one of the helicopter crashed. They fired the squadron commander, the helicopter squadron commanders. They fired the ground commander, which is the infantry guy, and then they fired my good friend, who was the CEO. This was 262, 265, the Dragon, one of the 262, and the CEO. The CEO was a good friend of mine. He checked in. Just think about this. This guy is a family man, a Christian family man. He checked in. He took over the command of the units. All right. A month later, that unit took off to Thailand, and he doesn't know anything. He's still in Japan because he checked. He's just checking in, and all of a sudden, I came in and his wife found out that he got fired over Facebook, and we were all eating lunch.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because the wives talk, and he had no idea he got fired. So we're sitting there, and the Facebook came on. He's like, I was like, what's going on? Everything okay? He said, yeah, there's a helicopter crash in Thailand. I like, oh, when did this happen? He said last night, and well, anyway, I didn't want to make it a big deal, I mean, he knows about it and stuff like that, but he's not in Thailand. He's like, I don't have all the information. The general has all the information, and I said, okay, he said, and then as we were talking, his wife was like, he's like, Jim, they fired you, like in the middle, like we call it the Habu Pit. It's like a restaurant, military. It's like an old club, an officer club, and it's called Habu Pit. And we're sitting there eating and drinking. We know each other, So, and his wife just blurred out. They fired you. Like, what do you mean they fired me? I don't know anything about it. He's like, I haven't talked to the CG yet. One's spouse posted on Facebook. They said the CEO of 262 is fired, and he's the CEO. And it was like, I was like, oh my god, man. And,
Yeah, that's crazy.
But what make it worse though is the pilot that was down. We're also a good friend of him, and that guy, he's like really bad, messed up. He's in the hospital, and it was just kind of like,
How did the accident happen though? Like, how did that happen? What were how did it happen?
It was a mechanical, and I can't remember the exact detail on that incident, and but it was mechanical. It wasn't the only human error crash wise that I know. This one you can probably watch it. Is on a Mu. The XO of the Mu. He flew one of the MV-22, and he landed hard on the deck on a carrier. That's the only human being, but almost every single accident that I've seen in my career is almost all of them are mechanicals. And so that's why the maintenance guy got to be so. One of my most famous this one I was involved, and I'm in the building. I went to the mall. I deal with a lot of the mall stuff because I drop bombs, for a living. So I'm always doing some training, cross training, and stuff like that. And so I'm in the mall. I'm in a building, and I'm meeting a good friend of mine. So I went to the mall, the CG, the ground element, to talk about planning and stuff like that. But then right after that, I went to another building to see a good friend of mine, and he owned LAD, low altitude air defense guy. This is in Fatima. The helicopter, the CH-53 helicopter took off, and the vibration of the bolt came off. That's what happened after the investigation. So the helicopter is like spinning. Now I didn't see it because I wasn't outside. I'm inside the building. But his unit, so he's the CEO, and I'm in the building hanging out with all of us hanging out with the staff. Well, his unit is training outside, and when this bolt happened and the plane is just coming down, so there's mayday and smoke and everything come down. So the choice of him crashing, it's coming down, and he was going to crash into the school, the elementary school on the other side of the fence, the elementary school, and so as he was coming, and I'm sorry, that's where he ended up crashing. It was like he was trying to crash on base. He was trying to avoid, because if you've never been to Okinawa, the Naha is all city. You crash anywhere there, you're gonna take out a whole bunch of lives. I mean, buildings. I mean, you're gonna take out a whole bunch of buildings. And he's trying to he's trying, according to the eyewitness, you can tell he's not gonna be able to save the plane, but he was trying to get back and crash it on Fatima instead of landing somewhere else. And he didn't want to take his chances, so he deliberately crashed the plane, and he never made it to the fence. So he crashed right on the fence, but that fence is at school, the backyard of the school, of this elementary school. And then anyway, all his boys jump over the fence. I don't know if you know, like airfield fence. They're not like they have like Constantine wire. They're like triple loops. It's not designed to jump over. Like you're like, it's designed to repel people, And but but all of them jump over the fence and drag the people out, clear the building. Man, a whole bunch of heroes from that, and save the pilot life. But that's a bolt. So I've seen a lot of accident, and the accident mostly are bolts and stuff like that, and mostly they're all accident. Military life is pretty dangerous. There's a few that's pilot related, but I was not involved in that. I only know about it just from training video. You know, they show video. Here's a pilot mistake when they try to land on the ship, and they misjudge it, and it tip over. So those are pilot error, but I have never been involved or seen a pilot error. It's always been almost every single one of my accidents all mechanical, like beyond control, beyond human control.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
But someday I gotta tell you a story about when I came into Baghdad and somebody fired an RPG at us. Oh yeah, that story deserves like a beer. Oh my god, man, it's the most hilarious thing ever happened. And the ending of that story is in a documentary on Netflix. So that's this. We flew in, and fast forward 30 something days later, the ending of that story. If you ever watched the documentary on it, it's in the Netflix. Yeah, yeah. That was the crazy. I'll tell you that story when we meet. Just remind me.
Okay.
That's and then you're gonna go back to Netflix. You're gonna try to watch it, and like, yep, that's it. When you see it, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna give you the background to that, to the documentary. All right, I just got home. I'm gonna eat some food with my lovely wife here. One of the things we talk about here is anyway. I'm not able to make any video because I got one of my lieutenant I serve with. He came to visit me. I mean, he's not military anymore. He left, you know. But he stayed in my house, and we're just enjoying the company and just having a good time, talking to each other. And then he's going back. He's from Indiana. He's here for a conference. I forgot. He worked for a company, and he just happened to be in the area, so he's visiting me. And then stay in my place, eating some, you know, Korean food, and he loves my wife cooking so far. But anyway, I gotta go. See you guys.
See ya.
He said so far.